Hey guys, Anthony wanted me to hop on today and just teach you guys really quick how I make my healthy meatballs that we all love. I am a big lover of pasta and meatballs, coming from an Italian family, so I figured I'd share with you guys today exactly what we do in our home to stay fit and to still have the items that we love. Because remember, dieting doesn't mean depriving. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I do, and I hope you guys try this recipe and I hope you like it. So I use the Perdue ground chicken breast. It says here 98% fat-free. In each serving, which is 4 ounces, you have 2 grams of fat, no carbs, and 25 grams of protein. All of my measuring that I do for this, I always do at the end after everything is cooked. So let's get to making the meatballs. So you want to get a large bowl. Put your ground chicken, or you could use like lean ground turkey, or if you eat beef, I don't, very, very lean beef as well. But this is going to give you the most protein with the least amount of fat. So you have your chicken, and I just kind of mash it with my hand a little bit. Now I normally do 2 pounds, but this is all that I had left, so I have to go shopping. Everything's gonna fall. So I use, just for them to stick together, I use these seasoned breadcrumbs. It says that it has some Romano cheese in it. I don't really count this, only because it's just a little bit that I put in. I'll show you after I swirl it around a little bit. It's so minimal that it really is not going to affect the calories as much, because I'm just going to make several meatballs. I'm not going to eat the whole pound. If I was going to eat the whole pound of meat, you know, then maybe in one sitting, then maybe you would want to count it. I always, rule of thumb, I do 1 scrambled egg per pound. So this is only 1 pound, 1 scrambled egg. Okay, I minced some garlic. This is 5 cloves. I love garlic. So however much or however little you like, throw that in. I chopped up some fresh parsley. Or you could, sometimes I don't have fresh parsley. I just buy the good old parsley flakes from Stop and Shop. Mix that in. And normally I find the fat-free Romano cheese. I think Kraft makes it. It's in a green bottle. I don't have any, but I always add a little bit just for some extra flavoring in there. And because we can never have enough garlic, I always add in some garlic powder and sprinkle that in. So what I do is, to make these healthy, is I actually bake them. So I'm gonna mess my hands up in a minute and mix those bad boys together. But what I do is I bake my meatballs. Let me see if I'm gonna flip this. I can't flip it. So I'm gonna bake them on a pan. I always take my aluminum foil so that the pan doesn't get dirty. This is becoming hard to do. And I spray it with some non-sticking cooking spray, just so that it doesn't stick. And I'm gonna roll the meatballs, and I'm just gonna put them on the baking sheet. And I like to bake them for 18 minutes, usually between 375 and 400. After 18 minutes, I just flip them over, and you'll see that they're a little bit crispy on the bottom because of the spray on the aluminum foil, but that's okay. And I like my stuff really, really, really well done, so that's what I do. So I'm gonna put those on there. Now, as far as the pasta goes, as you guys know, I have kids. So what I do is I always make food for myself, and then I make food for the kids. So what I do for myself, that's Apollo, guard dog. I take a small pot for myself and I put some water in it, and I do 2 separate pots of water with pasta in it. So this is my favorite pasta. Apollo. So with this pasta, I always do 2 ounces dry. So 2 ounces dry is going to give you 42 carbs, 1 gram of fat, and 7 grams of protein. Now, dry pasta is the same number-wise, no matter what kind of pasta. This is my favorite. It's very filling. So I am just going to take here, show you guys. I hope you can see that. Yeah. And I'm going to measure out 2 ounces. It actually makes a lot. I gotta take some out. It makes a lot more than you think. And I get completely filled up by it. I love it. Between that and then you have the protein from the meatballs, it's the perfect combination to keep you not hungry for quite some time, which is great. Okay, the dog doesn't stop. All right, Apollo. Guard dog. Now, most Italian moms are not going to agree to this whole aspect of it, but I actually like to use jarred Italian marinara sauce. So this one is the Stu Leonard's. I love this one. When I make my pasta with the 2 ounces of dried pasta that I'm going to cook, I usually only do half of a serving. So the serving size is 125 grams. And it's only 15 carbs, 7 grams of fat. So if I did half of that, it would be 3.5 fat and 7.5 carbs. It's enough to fill the pasta. I don't like too much sauce, but this is a great one from Stu Leonard's. Or Bertolli also makes a really good sauce as well, and I use that one often too when I can find it. But yeah, that is it for that. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, so another option of, instead of doing pasta and meatballs, I like to do this Gilbert's chicken sausage. I don't eat meat, so I'm a chicken and turkey girl. So the Gilbert sausage is really, really good. It's delicious.
Photo bomb. Photo bomb. What are you making, a TikTok?
Yeah. This is really good. So each link...
Gotta get back to work, guys. Photo bombing.
Take Apollo with you. Each link has 5 grams of fat, 1 carb, and 12 grams of protein. So this is a little bit more higher in fat and less protein than the meatballs, but this is such a good option as well. When I eat this, I usually do 2 links of this. I don't put any oil in the pan, but I cook it on top of the pan. I cut it up into pieces so that it gets nice and crispy. And then I throw that in with my pasta, and I throw in some sauce, and it is so, so, so good. So 2 different options with pasta. You got your meatballs, you got your sausage, maybe some of both. Why not? So I'm gonna put these bad boys in the oven, and I'll come back to you guys when it's all cooked and done, and I'm going to cook the pasta also in the meantime. Alrighty, see you soon. Okay, so the 18 minutes was up, so I'm gonna show you guys. I just flip them around. I'm gonna cook them maybe for like another 8 minutes. But I got a lot out of that 1 pound. Got 9 meatballs. Usually I do a big batch, but yeah. All right, we're almost there. I like them crispy. Okay, we'll come back when they're done. Okay, so we're back. The pasta has been cooked. This is what 2 ounces of pasta, 2 ounces of pasta when it's dry looks like when it's cooked. It's a decent amount. So what I'm gonna show you guys first is I'm gonna add in my jarred sauce. So can we see this? I'm gonna hold it up. Let's see. So I always said I do a half of serving size of this, which is 125 grams. So let's see if I can get this. Zero that out. We gotta go on grams. Okay. So I'm gonna do about 65 grams. 49. Yeah, that's good. So it came out to be about 67 grams, but it's still a decent amount. So what I do is I just take this, I'm gonna mix it together. And you see it has a lot, there's a lot in that serving size. So I mean, you could still fit in another, like the full serving, but this is enough for me to be happy. Okay, so next I cook the meatballs, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. So with the meat, I weigh that in ounces. I can't see backwards. There we go. I'm gonna zero that out. I have my meatballs right here, nice and cooked. So let's see, I need about 4 ounces right now to finish my day. That's perfect, 4.47 ounces. So now, this is the great thing about flexible dieting. You don't have to deprive yourself. You can just calculate everything, and it's going to still help you lose weight, which is the best thing. But I'm gonna show you guys then how to log this really quickly on my FitnessPal, if you use my FitnessPal. All right, can we see this? All right, so meal 2, I'm gonna add a food. I don't even know if you guys are gonna be able to see this. I have in here the 98% ground chicken. I had 4.47 ounces, so it's gonna automatically, can we see that? That's gonna automatically calculate. Hit that little check mark. Okay, I'm doing this backwards and it's not working out very well. Okay, so there we go. I added the chicken. I gotta add 2 ounces of the pasta. Nah, it doesn't matter. Let's go back to meal 2. So penny barilla pasta, I already had it in there. It's 42 carbs, 1 fat, 7 protein. I had 2 ounces of it. You could have less, you could have more, whatever you want to fit in. And then also the sauce. Now, I had it saved somewhere, spaghetti sauce, and I only put in half of a serving there. So it's not a lot at all. All right, so that entire meal, of course, I put it in the wrong bracket because I always do it in the same meal because it doesn't really matter. All right, so this whole meal would be 369 calories, 48 carbs, 4 grams of fat, and 43 grams of protein, which is amazing. You're getting a ton of protein, you're keeping your fat low, and you're having some carbs, and who doesn't like some carbs? So there's my favorite spaghetti and meatball recipe. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys try it and enjoy it. Just one quick thing, another way to cook these meatballs without having to fry them, and Anthony loves it this way. So I make a fresh pot of sauce. It takes me like 3 containers to make like a big enough sauce. So I mean, that's like a Sunday thing that I do. And I make the meatballs the same exact way as I showed you guys in the video, except what I do is, instead of making them this big, I roll them into about 1-inch balls. And I cook them inside the sauce. So there's no frying whatsoever going on. Rolling them that small actually gets them fully cooked on the inside, and you cook that for about 40 minutes. I have a recipe for a sauce that I like to use, and I think that their meatball recipe in there is about the same as well. It's kind of like what I do. But it works great, and I will actually put the link to that recipe also below for those of you who like to have your meatballs in sauce, like my husband, my son, who doesn't like meatballs in sauce. But I hope you guys like it and enjoy. Bon appetit!